Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's been a little bit since we posted another video. So we had a 1 week of just fantastic weather. That was about 2 weeks ago, even reaching the mid 80s. The bees did really well in that time frame. They brought in a whole lot of pollen sources, and since that time, unfortunately, we've had a major cool down. And so these bees really haven't been very active, probably for about 2 week time frame here now. So I'm back today. Again, we are really just preparing for the soon to be splitting season, and also pulling brood frames and equalizing hives. And so everything we're doing up to this point is getting ready to equalize hives. I'm anticipating we're probably 2 weeks away from that yet, especially with this recent cool down that we've had. I'm not really worried about any swarming issues at this point. There's just not enough nectar and stimulants out and about, and the weather just hasn't cooperated enough to allow for that yet. So basically today, what I'm going to try to show you guys is reversing hives. We have gotten through all the other yards, and just this was the last yard I needed to do. So I'm going to show you guys that. It's pretty simple. We're going to replace a little bit of supplement here as well. So stay with us as we go through this. So basically, come around here and show us. Through the winter time, this is my normal hive setup. So this is a honey feed super here. This is the hive body that most bee activity's been in. And then this lower hive body, they're pretty much out of through the winter time as they work their way upward with heat and feed through the winter months. And into the early and late spring, most of our brooding activity will be in this box. Okay? So basically what I want to do today is I'm going to reverse those. I want to give that queen more room to lay eggs. Give her more space. It's going to reduce the swarming tendency a little bit and give me a few more weeks, especially waiting for a little bit nicer weather. So basically what I do with our setup is I'm going to take this winter honey super, I'm going to put it right on the bottom, okay? And then I'm going to leave this hive body where most of the bee and brooding activity is. I'm going to leave that in the middle, and then I'm going to set this hive body that has the least amount of activity right up on top. And again, that gives that hive and that bee that queen bee, lots of room to work upwards, lots of room to lay more eggs, especially in this cooler weather with a little more heat. They can get away with moving up and protecting those eggs in that brood. So that's basically what we're going to do here today. This setup here is a little bit different, but basically we're going to finish with the same thing. We're going to put winter super on the bottom. We're going to put active hive body in the middle, and we're going to put empty hive body up on top to give them lots of room. The other reason I like doing that is in a couple weeks, when we want to come and start pulling brood frames, making splits and nukes, it'll be most likely that the queen will be up in that top box, and she'll be a lot easier to find. So that's another good reason of why we like to do that. This is also where I like to have some older boxes so I can move stuff around quickly without setting it on the ground or disturbing them very much. So that's the winter super that was up on the top. Throw a protein patty on here, help them out a little bit. It's a little later in the afternoon right now. Hasn't been the greatest of weather. I'm going to not mess with them much. Winter super on the bottom. So again, as you can see, we have our winter super on the bottom, our hive body that has activity in the middle, and then basically an empty hive body with little activity up on top. And that's allowing that queen to move upward, giving her lots of space, lots of room. And that's what we're looking to do. And so that's what we're going to do here through these hives. Hey, things are going well. Just want to take a look at what I think is a nice medium hive this time of year. So again, that's the winter super. I'm going to put that one on the bottom. we got the sun here. Okay, so again, just a really nice looking brood frame right there. Right where I want it to be, in that middle hive body. A little difficult to see. There are, you can see some, this is all rimmed here with capped brood that hasn't hatched yet, probably due to heat. And then the center, all the center through here is all fresh eggs. There, right dead center in the middle of the hive, right where we would expect it. Same scenario here. The outer edges is capped yet, just probably because it hasn't hatched due to warmth, but it will. The inner is already all full of eggs. Not seeing a whole lot of drone comb in this hive. So again, I don't really, I'm not fearful of any swarming procedures yet. Beautiful capped there. You can see some drone comb down in here that they're starting to make. I have seen actually quite a bit of it, quite a bit more of it today than in the past visits. And that's typical. That's what I would expect this time of year. Excellent looking brood frame right there. Again, these are our mite pad treatments, our oxalic acid extended release. So again, we can see all this drone comb that they're building down here. Normal process this time of year in the spring. You know, that would definitely be a warning signal of some, you know, typical swarming behavior. I certainly don't see any cups or queen cells, nor would I expect to yet. very little activity. This was the bottom hive body. Very little activity going on there. And so now we just put that on the very top. And we just gave that queen a lot of room to move up, lay eggs, stimulate brood rearing, and decrease the swarming tendency that's natural in the springtime. Okay, so that's going to be a wrap for this evening. Unfortunately, this is the evening. Going to get a little chilly tonight. Tomorrow looks to be a sunny day in the 60s. So just wanted to share with you guys reversing. We've got the whole apiary reversed now. I have a bee on my neck and it makes me nervous. So anyways, and again, I think reversing is really important. Well, as a matter of fact, it's critical for controlling swarming, allowing the hive to expand in a controlled environment. You know, if I just left those hives to that top hive body, it certainly would promote swarming more quickly. And now our whole apiary is really set up where I want it for the next couple weeks. And we're going to really have to watch the weather. Dandelions are getting ready to bloom in our part of the country here. And that's going to make a big difference. And that's going to stimulate these hives. So definitely in the next 10 days to 2 weeks, we will start tearing these hives apart. We will start pulling brood frames. We will start making splits and nukes. We should have our queen orders in here in the next week to 10 days. And then we'll get busy getting things set for the month of May and preparing for the honey flow, hopefully beginning in early June. So everything's setting up really good. Everything's looking really nice. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you like the content, you know, like and subscribe to the page. Stick with us the next several weeks. Will be a little more interesting. There will be a lot more work going on getting these ready for June. And right now everything looks really, really good, and just as I was expected to look for late April. So thanks for tuning in. You guys have a really nice evening.